Video number 2. Figured let's do another quick little glimpse of what's kind of going on with this one. So today we're gonna go and try and basically drop the rear diff on this one. I'm gonna send it to a guy actually down the street here to get the whole rear diff welded. So we're dropping the rear subframe, getting the diff out here. Basically remove these, all these bolts here. Exhaust got to come out. Drive shaft and a few other things, but I'm probably gonna go to mount this one up here to get a better angle of it. I'll see if I can try and put on some tips and tricks on the people that want to do a diff removal and the whole subframe removal. So I'll kind of do a quick little time lapse here. If you have any questions, definitely go ahead and post in the comments below. I'll kind of stop throughout the video for any possible questions or any sort of issues that might happen, but let's get started. So update, we got basically everything already torn out, as you saw with the quick little clips. This was a little bit of a pain. So the way the axles kind of work is that they're going bolted in. I believe there's a 6 on each side. I got them set over here. This side came out without any issues, was fine, PB blaster. This side had about like 4 stuck in there. They're starting to slowly strip. Was able to get the 2 out of the 4 that were stuck out. The other 2 I basically had to use a bolt extractor just to go and get them out. There's a little bit of a damage, kind of like a little bit of roughness here on the side, but other than that, it went through just fine. Got that sorted out. The diff has been split. It's over here. That went through no problems. Cleaned it out. Gonna go and degrease it, and you can see it's kind of empty down here. Everything here. Got this hanging on the side. Should be all set. So I got the diff back. Shout out Lance, I appreciate you doing that for me. Got it welded. I threw in some pictures of like basically what we did for it, but he basically welded 2 plates on the inside, on one side, and then one on the other. Kind of jumped the gun a little bit. Didn't really record me using the wire wheel to kind of clean up the old gasket that they'd use on the cover here as well as on the diff. But went through. Cleaned it all up, put in the new gasket stuff. Hold on, let me move this really quick. There we go. Cleaned it all up, bolted all the bolts. All the bolts look good. Double checked them, they're tight. Looks pretty clean so far, so I'm gonna let that sit for a little bit. Give it a little bit extra more than what I should, but now we're good. So when I spin the front, they both go the exact same way. Basically what they recommended using for the gasket was the gasket maker green. It is recommended for like differentials and transfer cases. So did that for a little bit. I'm gonna go and plug this one back up because I'm gonna probably use that here later on. But once that's all set, let it sit for, they say 24 hours before I can go and kind of put any liquid in it. Regardless, I can't really put it back in today because of these bolts that I have here. So These, you saw, these are the ones that were getting stuck. They're old. They're rusted on. Who knows how long these have been on for. So I got a full new set coming in. I think I ended up getting a full set for both axles. So it's going to be 6 on each side. Got all 12 coming in. I was going to plan on doing the bushings here for the diff as well as the subframe. My plan is I'm just going to go and put the diff back in, see how it handles it. I'm going to order all of the bushings, both for the subframe and the differential. Probably do the torms, the front, actually probably the lower control arms I need done as well, but the torms definitely need done. So when I get all those in, since this honestly didn't really take me that much to take off, it took me like 30 minutes to drop the subframe, I might just go ahead and do that around that time. So do all the bushings then. Probably not send this out to powder coat. That was my original plan, to kind of take all the bushings out, send it to powder coating with Timmy, and then put everything back together. But I figured probably hold off on this one. If I find another one later on, I might just do that, but I'll probably go ahead and just leave it as is. So I'm gonna let that sit for about 24 hours, see how I feel about it, get all this ready to go. I have all the bolts basically lined up, so I know exactly where each one goes, and then we should be all set to get the car running back up again. I don't think there's really much left in regards to the rear diff. I think it's just going to come down to just letting it sit. I don't want it to leak, because I definitely noticed that I didn't wait long enough for my actual transmission. I think there's a little bit of a leak somewhere. It's not super crazy or anything, but it's a minor leak, and I'm pretty sure it's between the Collins adapter kit and the CD009. At some point, I'll probably go back through and double check it when I have to drop it again. But at that point, I'm probably just going to go and rip the whole engine out with transmission, because it's probably going to be much easier than dropping just the transmission itself. Honestly, that CD009 is much bigger than I expected, so I'll probably go at that point. I'm going to go ahead and probably just make a quick, time lapse of putting all this back together. I'll kind of go through it, everything, once it's all done and back in the car. But if anyone has any questions, or has any sort of trouble in regards to dropping the subframe, the diff, let me know. I did kind of learn with the differential, I don't need to pull the subframe out. Like I said, I originally was going to drop the subframe just to check all the bushings. They all seem to be okay, except one of the diff bushings has a minor crack on it. I'll probably again just replace that once I get everything in. But I could have just dropped the differential and left the subframe in, so if later on I need to swap out the differential, I could do that. But yeah, I'm gonna go and pop this one back in, and I'll show you guys once it's all set. Alright, update. Looks like I got everything already kind of hooked up. The front two for the rear subframe are in. This one's in. So able to get the brakes back on, suspension's back on. Kind of went through, made sure all these were tight underneath, same as that. Let me look down here. I got the differentials back in. I'm probably gonna go through and check a few of these other little connections here. The sensor's back in. Got that tightened on. The rears are also tight. Now I went ahead and I ran the lines for the handbrake already in, so it looks like those are working. I'm probably gonna go and look into possibly just getting some different rear calipers. I don't know. They feel a little bit off to me, but That's a later thing. Only thing I really just need to go and do is basically just put the drive shaft back in. I'm gonna go mount that up, and then tomorrow I need to go back through and put these back on.
Alright, so next day they showed up. They're all brand new. So like I said, the old ones are pretty beat. But two packs, one for one side, one for the other. I'm gonna get those put in really quick. And she's out. Happy Thanksgiving. I think this should be updated today. Hi, Nina. We took it out for a drive just to kind of see how she kind of felt. So we got hers out, this one out. Definitely needs a rear bushings. I'll probably get those replaced at some point, but I'm gonna put this in the beginning of the video. You probably should be seeing the process of everything that we did in regards to the diff here soon. But yeah, like, subscribe, let us know if you have any questions, and I'll add the clips here.